Chapter 90 To the Death. The faceless hull soon presented itself. A heavily modified AW609 came roaring into the car park. Though it was barely traveling compared to 5 minutes earlier, it was still an awesome sight. Unlike a commercial plane, all bright white and polished aluminium, the fuselage and wings of the AW609 carried few markings. But it didn't need to. The flat medium gray paint job virtually screamed, "I'm military, back off." As the whole team looked up at the rapidly approaching aircraft, Graham was the first to comment. "I have a bad feeling about this." Barnaby looked the vehicle over and silently nodded in agreement with Graham. But before he had a chance to voice his opinion, a green light formed in the body of the right wing, capturing his gaze. Barnaby looked intently at the growing glow, trying to work out what it could mean. But a few seconds later all became clear. A pulse of green energy leapt from the right wing, searing its way toward the team with murderous intent. Only Barnaby's fast reaction saved the team. "Run! Everyone run!" If it had been anyone other than Barnaby, everyone's first response may have been a question. As they all ducked for cover, the green pulse hit the ground where they had all been stood, blowing a hole 300 millimeters in diameter and 1,000 millimeters deep, leaving a wisp from burnt tarmac innocently drifting up. "They have some form of energy weapon," shouted Dr. Robert No. 1 from behind a low concrete flower box, laying as close to the ground as he could alongside his doppelganger from Earth No. 2. "You don't say?" replied Barnaby. "What do you think we can do to counter it?" Dr. Robert thought to himself before replying. "We can attempt to fully deplete the power source." "Excellent idea, Doctor. How do you propose we do that?" replied Graham. "Super easy, actually. We run around in front of it and try not to get hit," said Dr. Robert No. 1 absent-mindedly, already working on the next problem. The green pulses continued to fly from the AW609, burning ominous-looking holes throughout the car park as it chased the team down. Turning to look at the doctor, Barnaby had a simple reply. "We what?" "The running around and random firing will deplete the energy source, and what is an energy weapon without a suitable power source?" Dr. Robert paused for dramatic effect and laughed as he said, "Well, it's not an energy weapon anymore, for one." "Excellent plan, Doctor," sneered Barnaby. "And how long do you expect the power source to last?" "Sorry, I have no idea. Can't be any more than a few minutes, though," replied Dr. Robert No. 1. Before either could reply to the other, Graham transformed into a trebuchet, and with Bouncer's help launched one of the concrete flower planters squarely at the AW609. The collision avoidance system built into DUFuS's primary systems had dodged the incoming projectile before Bouncer or Graham, and even registered its inbound trajectory. "Bouncer, I am afraid that at this continued rate of fire the EWS will deplete the energy source in 45 seconds. At that point I will be defenseless. I have no option but to withdraw." "I understand, DUFuS, not a problem. You've softened them up, Graham, and I can drop in and finish them off. Drop the jump gate and thank you for your help." As the jump gate lowered, Bouncer and Graham's military-grade nanotech began to ready itself for what was about to come. When the jump gate bottomed out, the warning light changed from red to green and they were away, dropping from just a couple of meters off the deck. As they left the AW609, their nanotech kicked in and Bouncer and Graham started to transform into lethal-looking mobile howitzers. They were heading straight for the laboratory to recover the Farvure before finally destroying the others.